What's going on, guys? Waco from Evolution here with Constant Kwong. And on behalf of both of us, in the words of Kevin from Home Alone, Merry Christmas, you filthy animals. There are chestnuts roasting over the open fire. There's Bing Crosby playing on the stereo. And we're here to talk to you about one of the very important subjects of the season, the watches to wear this Christmas and not get robbed. So how are you, Constant?
I'm good, man. Christmas festive season is great this year. I think.
What are your plans?
To be honest, I'm thinking of traveling, maybe to a place that actually has a real Christmas season, this year, but no, we'll see.
Okay, so let me get this straight. So you're probably going to some place then in Europe, am I correct?
Yes.
So therefore, you not getting robbed is a very real subject matter, right? Because there are so many beautiful cities, Paris, City of Light, we love you, London, epicenter of like all that is cultural, but these places are also full of watch thieves, right?
Man, unfortunately, incidentally, it's unfortunate, but it's true. Yeah, so we really need to be careful.
So we talked about this in the previous editions of this video, and there is a sense of existential angst and anxiety that you constantly feel if you're walking around one of these capital cities with a really nice watch on your wrist, because the whole time you're looking over your shoulder, you're wondering, is that waiter in the restaurant or is that valet checking out my watch, and is he going to phone his friends to be waiting for me outside to follow me back and club me over the head and steal my horological dopeness? So guys, we get it as well. We're watch nerds. In fact, the fact that we don't have watches on our wrist is already making us feel kind of uncomfortable.
Yes.
Right? Like, it's weird. It's been like a minute, right?
Yeah.
And we understand that it's a really important. It's part of who you are, how you express yourself to the world, what you wear on your wrist.
Yeah.
But there are fortunately watches that you can wear that will also not make you a victim in these capital cities. Watches that have great design, watches that put a smile on your face, watches that are actually embodiments of incredible technical innovation, as we will see later, and watches that you can walk around and you will not be targeted as a victim, right? So can we get started?
Yeah, let's go.
My first choice Constant for watches that you can wear this Christmas and not get robbed is Dennison.
Dennison.
That's
yes,
right.
Yes, that's right. Nice. I mean, beautiful round square case with a hard stone dial.
Exactly. So this watch is under $700 US, which I find remarkable, right? So Dennison is a brand that's owned by Toby Sutton, who's a proprietor of Watches of Knightsbridge.
Okay.
He has a wonderful managing director named Stefan, who is a buddy of mine. He's in fact one of my neighbors in Geneva. And we met over at the local pub to look at his watches, and I was just blown away by how beautiful they are, right? So the reason why they're so beautiful is they are designed by the legendary Emmanuel Guillet.
Oh, wow.
Do you know who that guy is?
Yes. He's actually the one that designed the Royal Offshore.
Correct. In 1993, he created the Royal Oak Offshore. But what's really interesting is he's second generation designer, and his dad, Jean-Claude Guillet, is a legend in design, even the Piaget Polo, right? Okay. And his dad and he are both masters of elegant formed cases. And this is exactly what this watch expresses. I love it. It's super slim. It's beautifully shaped on the wrist. It has a wonderful kind of like 80s kind of vibe to it. A bit of a geezer watch vibe that you like so much, right? And it's got a Swiss Ronda movement, and it's just spectacular on the wrist, right? It's one of these watches that's super elegant. It's super slim, so you can wear it when you're dressed up, when you're going to your Christmas dinner, for example, or your New Year's Eve celebration, right? And I love it. And it also comes in a variety of stone dials, including the Tiger Eye. For the next watch that we want to talk about, I'm going to go with the Ralph Lauren Polo Bear Snow Beach watch. And that is this watch, right? So like all Polo Bear watches, there's a depiction of our furry friend, the Polo Bear, on the dial, but this time he's dressed in full Snow Beach regalia, right?
Snowboard.
Well, and he looks like he's jumping on a snowboard as well. The cool thing about Snow Beach is it was a phenomenon in streetwear, right? When the Snow Beach collection was launched, it was very famously adopted by hip hop culture, in particularly Raekwon from Wu-Tang Clan, who appeared in the video, Can It All Be So Simple Now, wearing that famous Snow Beach parka. So we've done this watch with a Snow Beach livery also for the strap, and on the wrist, it's just one of those just kind of cool watches to wear for this season. I think it's like if you guys are actually going skiing, it's like a watch that you can actually wear while you're on the slopes, and then when you're doing your après ski, it's just got that kind of very nice punchy touch of colorful looseness, you know what I mean?
I need to add one thing as well. This is the dopest and coolest Polo Bear design I've actually seen in all like the Ralph Lauren Polo watches.
Right.
I really like the really action snowboarding, jumping out of a cliff kind of action from the Polo Bear. I think it's really dope. And with that strap, Dude, this is so cool, man. They should make this strap a regular
feature, yeah, exactly. The cool thing about this also is the Polo Bear is wearing a pair of polarized sports sunglasses that have the word Snow Beach in the lenses. And this watch actually comes with those exact sunglasses as well.
Right.
So it comes in this massive box set with the sunglasses and the watch. And we've decided to offer, since we've got a few pieces left, offer the entire set at just under $1,000. So it's almost a 50% discount from the original asking price as well. Check that out on the link to our website below.
Yes.
But the next watch is a watch that really, to me, is a marvel of design, thanks to one very specific individual named Jose.
Yes.
Tell me about the Mercury.
So this is made with collaboration with Isotope watches and Revolution. And we wanted to create. It was created in I think in the month of Mirror Mayhem. Mirror Mayhem May. It was May.
Right, I remember.
And everything, all of our watches in terms of is mirrored theme. So we wanted something that's fully mirrored. And what's really amazing about this watch itself, it does have a convex mirrored finish dial, which is, I don't think any other brands actually do it. And at a package, with a Peugeot 7001 movement that's specially modified by Isotope. This watch is really cool looking, and you might think that it's expensive.
How much is it?
It's 2,400 USD. That's it. That's all you need to get a really cool watch like this.
That's pretty remarkable. The cool thing about Jose is that he is slavishly devoted to quality. So if you look at this dial, you'll see that it's actually multi-part as well. Yeah. So the second sub-dial is actually on a different level as well. Right. And you've got these leaf-shaped hands as well that represent the god Mercury, the laurel wreath that he would wear. Yeah. And then you've also got the Mercury drops at the top at 12 o'clock, the liquid metal drops. So you've got 3 references to Mercury, because on top of that, the mirror polish dial is a reference to a famous train from the 1930s that had these sort of mirror polished wheels as well. But you put it on your wrist and it's just spectacular. What's the size, Gossip?
Oh, this is 38, if I'm not wrong, 38 mm. Great size. It's just a cool watch, man. I mean, like for 2,400 US, I don't think you can get anything that's, I would put it out there, anything that's cooler than this.
Yeah, I tend to agree.
Mirror, so much nuances and also hidden elements that only when you see it on the wrist.
Yeah, I think that thing is spectacular on the wrist, and a really cool watch to have for fun this Christmas as well.
Really great. Yeah.
So we're going to go from that to one of the icons of military aviators watches.
I actually love this watch a lot.
And that is the Sinn Bundeswehr.
That's right.
Bright Star. Constance, tell me about this watch.
I love this watch because this watch has a strong historical importance as well. The Sinn Bundeswehr is actually a historically really important watch. It was made just for the Bundeswehr, which is the West German military forces, and it goes way back from 1967. From the very first Bundeswehr. I love that we are able to create the exact recreation in terms of size and in terms of just its aesthetics, and of course with our Revolution touch on it.
Yeah, but there's one additional element to this watch that makes it very cool.
Yeah.
So this is the first Bundeswehr that's using tegament steel, right? So tegament steel is using a proprietary surface hardening technique owned by Sinn that doubles the surface hardness of the stainless steel. And then on top of that, they apply their proprietary black hard coating to it, and it creates a blacked out watch that is literally bulletproof, right? Like this watch, like I've worn all throughout the year, and I've have worn it, how shall I put it, without like babying it, or hiking, motorcycling, all kinds of different activities, and you can look at it, the case is completely flawless as well. In addition to that, you've got the same material for the bezel, so tegamented steel bezel, tegamented crown, tegamented pushers, and tegamented case back as well. So the whole watch is pretty much bulletproof as well, which we love.
Aesthetic wise is similar to the original, I would say historically important Bundeswehr, but the blacked out thing, I always think of you, your style,
You say that I wear a lot of black clothing to be suave, but that's actually not true. I grew up in the 80s, and in the 80s, all the nerds were wearing black clothing because we're all into the Smiths. Like we were all very, I think the quote, the term today is emo, so it was all emo, and you had these like flock of seagull haircuts, and you were wearing all black, and you were trying to smoke like Gitan cigarettes. You know what those are?
No.
This is back in the 80s, so everyone smoked back then. So Gitan cigarettes are these French cigarettes. And they basically taste, not that I have any like experience of this, but what I imagine to be like a homeless person's ass, right? The next watch that I want to talk about actually is a marvel of technical innovation, and it is of course the Frederique Constant Monolithic. This is a particular version that we did with a beautiful green dial and Hindu Arabian indexes as well, right? So what's so cool about the Monolithic is it takes 26 parts of the watch, the balance, the escapement, the hairspring, and the anti-shock, and it just throws it out the window. And it replaces all of this with one monolithic silicon oscillator that vibrates with 15 degrees of amplitude, super fast, 80 beats per second or 40 hertz. And that's mind-blowing. In fact, it was so mind-blowing that they realized that they can't afford to make this watch anymore. because it's so painstaking to regulate this watch because it's got basically got two opposable weights in there,
I can imagine.
right? And then they actually had to create their own freaking like microscope that was capable of taking
High-speed laser camera.
high-speed laser camera that's taking
250,000.
taking 250,000 images per second in order to regulate this watch. And after that, they were like, dude, why did we decide to price it at?
This is at 4,400 euros, if I'm not wrong.
They were like, dude, what were we thinking, right? So it will come back in the future, potentially, but at a much higher price
That's
watch.
right. Yeah.
These are the very last of the Monolithics in existence. We've got 2 or 3 of them left. So if you would like one, please hit up the link below.
Yeah. Hey, and by the way, this is a great Christmas watch.
And it's green. Look at that, right?
Yeah, great
so
Christmas watch.
great Christmas watch as well. And for someone in your life, you know, your husband or your boyfriend, or if you have a daughter that's a scientist or something like that, someone that's a proper engineering nerd, this is a watch that will super appeal to them as well. The coolest thing about this watch also is the sweep of the seconds hand, because the seconds hand is adopting 80 beats per second,
That's right.
and it's like gliding seamlessly. It's so
288,000 vibration per hour.
yeah, dude, that's pretty insane. And so this watch that I have here is a really interesting watch. It is a Maghnam. So it's created by our buddy Soheb Maghnam, right? He wanted to create a watch that was inspired by ancient warrior helmets, right? And so he's created this very cool watch. So the hour is retrograde. Now, what's really cool about this, however, is that the watch is really elegant to wear on the wrist. Look how thin that thing is, right? So there's a lot of modernist watches that are great, but they're super chunky. And if you're wearing your Christmas outfit, say you're wearing your black tie to your New Year's Eve party, right? You will not be able to wear it effectively with your very beautiful tuxedo. But this fits effortlessly between any shirt cuff, and it's so slim. It's so slim, it also brings to mind to me some of the more classic thin-shaped watches. Actually, it's kind of funny, like this and this actually have a lot of spiritual similarities to me, right?
Very thin, very elegant. But one thing I would say about Mohareb is, being elegant in terms of its thinness, but yet such an aggressive design.
Yeah, so when you look at it from here, it's just so cool looking, and then when you look at it from the side, it kind of like almost disappears, it's so thin, and I like that dynamic contrast as well. So this particular watch has a blue PVD coating to it as well, and has special laser engraving on the case that's meant to evoke, as you say, an ocean relic, a watch that was dug up from the ocean floor. I think it's very beautifully executed, and we've got a few of these left as well.
That's right. Yes.
So then the last watch we wanted to show you is a bit of a joker because this watch is actually not for sale, but it comes from a brand that we think really embodies the values of the type of watch you can wear, have fun, and not get robbed. And that is a very special Studio Underdog. And in the interim, as we're waiting for Constant, I will now sing Christmas carols to you. Come, they told him, pa-rum-pa-pum-pum. A newborn king, they say, pa-rum-pa-pum-pum.
What are you gonna do with this?
Sorry.
This Christmas.
Chestnut. Oh, sorry. Well, since we have some spare time, Constant, since you like vintage things, don't get too excited because it's not a watch. But anyway, here is your Christmas present. Merry Christmas.
Oh wow! Thank you. Amazing. That is a Cartier pen. Wow. Thank you so much, Ray.
Pleasure, bro.
Amazing. So this one is a ballpoint or like oh wow, nice.
So Constant has become a bit of a watch celebrity here in Singapore, so I figure he's going to be needing to autograph a lot of things soon. So he will always have his trusty Cartier pen in his pocket. So if you need his autograph, make sure that you come up to him and say, Constant, I want you to do it with your special pen.
Oh man, amazing, man. Wow, thank you so much, man.
Pleasure.
I love the whole look of it.
Yeah, I know you like that kind of 80s vibe, and so that's kind of.
I love it. I love it. I will treasure it.
The last watch that we want to talk about is a pretty remarkable brand because they've gone from a punchy little upstart micro brand to actually kind of a force in modern watchmaking, and that is Richard Banks' brand Studio Underdog. Yes. So recently, Richard did a collaboration with none other than H. Moser and C, and that's really cool. So Richard, we wanted to congratulate you on elevating the game, on leveling up, and we want to show you a really cool Studio Underdog watch that he has made, but unfortunately, we don't think it's going to be available for sale. And that is this very cool,
amazing,
hot pink chronograph.
Do you have a name for it?
I don't actually. Maybe we'll call it the Lovometer. This is a watch that I've asked him to make for myself and for my groomsmen at my wedding. Our wedding is at a hotel that is pink, right?
Okay.
And if you know hotels, maybe you'll understand which one it is. And my groomsmen and I will all be wearing black tuxedos with pink shirts. Well, kind of like John Travolta in Greece at the high school dance-off scene, right?
Oh,
so,
very cool, yeah.
so to celebrate that, I made one of these for each of my groomsmen. And I hope it'll help them to sort of celebrate the special day.
Oh, that's nice.
So guys, it's their Studio Underdog Lovometer. However, All of Richard Banks' Studio Underdog watches are super cool. They're also great watches to wear, have fun with, and also not worry about getting robbed.
That's right.
So that concludes our latest installment of watches to wear this Christmas and not get robbed. On behalf of Constant and myself, we just want to wish you guys Merry Christmas. We want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts for all of your viewership.
That's right.
And if you like our content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and
share, right? And also comment down below. And yeah, I mean, just from the whole Revolution team, we would like to wish everybody a great Christmas and happy holidays.
yes. Cheers, guys.
See you guys.